Alright, well, I've made some mods to my bug net. I'm going to make one more mod, I think. I went ahead and tapered the end in on both ends so that it didn't just come straight down from this point. All that extra material that would have come down there and across. I cut all that extra material right there off and gave it a tapered in section right there. And right there I cut off all the extra material over on that side too that would have came down and across there. So I tapered all that in on my bug net. Now I think I'm going to do one more thing. My hole in the bottom is kind of small now that I've tapered it in. It's a little hard to get in and out of, and it kind of drags to the ground. I don't really want it dragging to the ground all the way. In this particular hang here, I'm a little higher than I would normally be on a tree. Usually my ridge line for my hammock is below shoulders, and right now, I don't know if you can see, it's right at my shoulder. So I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that or not because I wasn't looking, but I'm going to lower it down. Well, it'll be down about, say here somewhere. Back up a bit. Say about that far down is where my ridge line usually lands when I hang, which means that I actually will not hit the ground like that, but be drooped on the ground a little bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this up about a foot, which will also open the hole up a little bit. Where it's at right now, the hole's kind of small to get in and out of, and I think if I cut a foot off the bottom of this, maybe 2 feet, because I've got a lot of gap below the hammock right now. Although I do want some gap because I'm going to be able to use this with a quilt underneath, and obviously I'll have weight inside of this, you know, pulling down on it a little bit. With this ridge line I have on here, I'm pretty much consistent on that. My hang is pretty consistent. There isn't much more sag to it than that, unless I draw the ridge line in a little more, which I may. But I want to keep in mind that, you know, as it spreads out, it'll raise up. So I don't want to cut too much off the bottom, but I do think I want to cut off about a foot minimum. And then I think I'm going to put the elastic cord in the bottom to give it a seal at the base. I just don't want it hanging on the ground and having a place for spiders and other bugs to crawl up. Kind of defeats the purpose of having a bug net if they can all crawl up the inside of it. So I left this the same as it was, where there's an opening down here. Haven't really thought much about how to seal that up yet, or if I'm going to seal that up. I didn't cut straight very well, but you know, that little extra won't matter much there. So that's my current bug net situation. I'm going to show it with the tarp and everything on it real quick here. I'll get a video with my pad inside of it and my under quilt under it. So I'm going to take a picture with that on there real quick and see how that looks with everything in there. I'll be right back. Alright, here it is with the JCPenney puffer quilt on it and the pad inside. So that's 2 layers of protection. I currently have the elastic just brought up to the top here, hooked into the S-beaner. I actually think I'll be using that elastic to draw off the ends of this and using this cordage to tie a knot in here. So I may switch to that just now and see what it looks like. Same down here, I just have an S-beaner down here and the elastic all the way up. I need to adjust it so the elastic is used to tighten up the end if need be. It doesn't look like there's much gap right now, but that's because the elastic's drawn all the way out. That elastic was meant to draw off the ends. However, down here we do have a little bit of a gap. You can probably not see very good, but there's a little bit of gap down here because I don't have it drawn up at all right now. So I need to draw that up a little better. What I've noticed is that with the quilt, using the fill quilt with a pad, I have a lot of overlap, as you can see. There's a lot of overlap on top of the hammock here that will potentially come up the sides if I extend past my pad, or gives me room to turn the pad to a little bit of an angle. So I've also done some interesting things. I've got the pockets in the quilt, one on each end. There's one there, and there's one up here somewhere. I don't know exactly where it lays. I was just over the edge here, I think. But there's two pockets that I can store some stuff in if it's not real cold. You know, I can put some stuff in there, whatever, some little bottle of alcohol fuel or something, just to keep it from getting frozen maybe in the winter. However, this is not really a winter tarp setup, so that's my current system. I need to hang it outside so I can get in it and see how it all holds up with some weight inside of it. Get some look at it outside. It's pretty muddy out right now, so I haven't hung in the yard in a couple of weeks. Ever since the last snowfall, the ground's been super muddy. So, but you can see what I'm saying about having extra at the bottom down there that I need to cut off, and that's what I'm going to work on next. So we'll get that taken care of, and maybe do another video once I get that finished. Alright, so I've got everything put together here. Got my bug net, my hammock, sleeping pad, JCP puffer under quilt, tarp, straps, and I'm going to go ahead and weigh it all here and give you a weight on everything just so you can see what I'm going with, and if anybody has any suggestions on how to reduce it anymore, let me know. Here's the bug net, weighing in at 131 grams or 4.6 ounces. This is the one I thought was a little heavy, and I may need to switch this out soon enough here. This is the hammock with whoopee slings and ridgeline, and that is weighing at 1.5 ounces, 595 grams, a little on the heavy side. This one's going to be hard to do. Let me turn it over. Okay, got it all on there. This is my Thermarest Trail Light regular, and that is 873 grams. 1 pound, 14.8 ounces. That's a pretty heavy part of the whole system. This is my tree straps and also my ridge line for my tarp. That is 4.4 ounces, 125 grams. This is my JCP underquilt. That is 478 grams, 1 pound, and 0.9 ounce. So about 1 pound, 1 ounce. And the last thing is my tarp. This is a Harbor Freight 8x10 weave tarp, cheapest I could find. That is 1 pound, 10.5 ounces, and 752 grams. Not sure I did a gram on the, just in case I missed a gram on this one here. Grams on that was 477 grams. So that's my complete kit. I'll add up all the ounces and grams and we'll get a total number together. That is my sleeping system that I have going right now. The big thing that I'd like to reduce weight on is this, and of course the hammock's a little heavy. So any suggestions on lighter hammock or lighter? I guess I could go with a closed cell foam for this as well, and that would lighten that up.